Give me a second opinion. Give me a second opinion.
WPH, race for 8, stop number 6. NYAC, Danny Cordova serving first there. Nice natural hook down the middle to Vic Perez, and a first strike, right corner kill.
1-0.
Gives him the first point. Patty Function is our referee, and now point number 2 on the board. Another great hop serve from Daniel from Loganville, Georgia, originally El Paso, Texas, / Juarez, Mexico. Vic Perez out of California, 3 straight points now for Danny Cordova. Best 2 out of 3 to 15 tiebreaker. Also 15, you have to win by 2. This is the men's semifinals. First semifinal appearance for either of these players this season. The winner, it'll be their first final appearance ever in Race for 8 history. And that was a short ball, nice reverse though.
Side away. No. I thought it was good. We don't have line judges. It was good.
Oh, that's too bad because that ball was definitely
0
short.
serves 4. One serves 4. Two serves 4. Slide away.
Score here is 4-2.
4 serves 2. Sharp.
Really surprising, Dave, that Danos has only made 2 Race for 8 semifinals. Now he's got a very good shot at his first Race for 8 final. Only 14 players, Dave, have made a Race for 8 final in the history of the tour.
Point. 6 serves 2.
Daniel really in control here. He's been playing great ball here, Dave, and
7 serves
also
2.
played great ball in Houston, I thought.
Yeah, he looked great there. Really
Lost
great.
to Emmett there in the quarterfinals.
First time out.
But he looked really good beating Alan Garner, and he took 5th.
8-2.
Played really well to win that bracket.
Well, I'm impressed with him coming out here and immediately just setting a pace.
Right.
Which is what I noticed different from Houston on. Came out and really tried to set the tone, be in control.
8-2.
Which is always kind of a knock for some of these players.
Nine serves 2.
He's just rolling along here, Dave.
Yeah.
9-2.
Side away. 2 serves 9.
Daniel Cordova 4-1 lifetime in the race against Vic Perez. Vic did beat Daniel earlier this year at the Gorilla Open in Colorado. That was a non-race stop, Dave, but Daniel came back to beat him the very next week in Montana. That was in the first round. Or excuse me, that was in Las Vegas, right after the Gorilla Open. Beat him 15-9, 15-9, Daniel did, beating Vic.
3 serves 9.
That was a first round match. Now this is a semifinal match, so it just shows you the depth of the tour. You can have 2 guys playing for a spot in the finals in one event and the same 2 guys playing in the first round in another. Hard to believe that Vic is still coming into these events as a qualifier, although he won't at the next tournament. But I mentioned to you yesterday, Dave, I said, Vic is just too good to be in the qualifier.
Well,
I know that the guys in the
agree with you.
qualifier are great, but he just seems like he's not there.
Yeah, well, comparing him to the players that he played or what we saw in the qualifier, yes. And then you could almost make the same claim about John Iglesias, because just watching him play against Luis Cordova, you say, well, this guy's
right.
Luis Cordova's ranked 3rd, 4th,
3 plays 10.
just a tournament back, and he's taking him to a tiebreaker with a chance to win.
Yeah, I told you yesterday, 2 days ago, I was upstairs on the rooftop here, saw you up there. On my way down during the qualifier, I heard the ball being hit, and I said, oh, there's a serious player in there, and it was Vic. You know, that's the sound his ball makes. I don't hear that sound from anybody else in the qualifier.
But, you know, I hate to act this way, but I look at Dave Munson. He's taking Emmett Peugeot to a tiebreaker.
Right.
And Steve Cooney played Killian as good as anybody in this tournament besides Peugeot.
Right.
And you say we have 4 guys right there that could be vying for that 8th spot, or even 5 guys if you include Marco Chavez.
And you take Shorty Ruiz, who's won first-round matches this year and also had match points in others. So I guess you could say.
And then Mike Schneider, who didn't even enter because of the issues with the family. And, you know, he would have been easily somebody that could have upset somebody else in the round of 16. So it's a very strong tour right now. And the biggest improvement, player of the year, probably Daniel Cordova.
10 plays to 4.
Yeah, I noticed it when I played Daniel in the first tournament. Just amazing pressure that he applies. The fitness that you need to hang with Daniel, and also the skills, because he brings everything to the table.
4 plays 10.
Daniel Cordova comes into this event ranked number 6, Dave. Lifetime race for 8 record, 41-41. He's 10-6 this season. He's outscored his opponents 407 to 375. That's a 52% clip in his favor.
It's pretty amazing.
5 plays 10.
Well, he's not giving up here in game number 1. Still trying to fight is Vic Perez.
Well, Vic is a comeback specialist. I mean, this is something that he's been known to do, and there's the announcer's curse. But you remember in Montana, Vic down 12-3 in the second game, comes back to take a 14-12 lead in the round of 8, ultimately loses that 17-15. That's the kind of stuff he does, though.
30-second timeout.
Vic Perez, 11-7 on the season, Dave. He's finished 9th 3 times. That means he's picked up 6 wins there in that 9th place playoffs.
10 seconds.
Currently ranked 11th, although that'll change after this tournament.
11 plays
He's outscored his opponents 54% this season.
Side out. 5 serves 11.
5 serves 11 here.
There's the Vic right there from the man himself. He invented that shot, Dave, and he hit the shot.
6
Maybe not
plays
invented
11.
it, but he perfected it.
He does it so well.
Just like Michael Jordan had that fadeaway jump shot, Dave, Vic's got that left corner kill. Now, Michael Jordan wasn't the first person to shoot the fadeaway. He just perfected it, became known for it.
11 plays 6.
I think he shot about 42% on those, so it's pretty good.
Dating back
Michael
to college.
Jordan, that is.
Dating back to college when he won that championship with that shot.
That was more of a set shot.
No.
The college shot. No, I'm going to bring up the YouTube clip for you. That was a catch and shoot job.
Side away.
Yeah. And you can apologize then or now Doesn't matter.
I don't watch YouTube.
6 serves 11.
Only the WP on YouTube.
Wow, nice hop there from Vic.
Fine.
That was beautiful. Danny Cordova getting a little taste of his medicine
7
with
serves
Vic
11.
pulling off a huge reverse. Danny off kilter there.
Timeout. 8 serves 11.
Vic's still in this game. Felt like he was out of it early, down 9-2. Now all of a sudden he's...
Full 30. 30. Yeah, you need to say that at the start. Yeah. Yeah. You didn't do that.
I stand corrected. Okay, thank you. You were right. Michael Jordan's shot absolutely was a catch and shoot.
Yes, thank you.
Feet planted, like you shooting a free throw.
10 seconds.
I apologize. Thank you, YouTube.
Scores 8 plays 11.
Just happy to be able to educate you.
Yeah, that really hurts. Actually burns a little bit. 8-11 is the score here.
As much as those flaming hot Cheetos, or
Don't eat those.
no.
Same score. 8 serves 11. Short. Second serve.
And Dave, I see that we have a women's match going on in our second show court. So, unfortunately, not going to be able to watch that one. Frustrating.
Was informed that there's a banquet tonight. So instead of having handball until 11 p.m., they'd rather just have it until about 7:30 Eastern.
Short.
And I can understand that.
Wish I could make that banquet.
Side of it.
Nice left there from Daniel. Daniel looks really fit. Fitter than I've ever seen him.
Looks good. Keep going. Score is 11 serves 9.
Hanging around is Vic Perez right now. Ace serve from Daniel.
12 serves 9.
Daniel has played well here in New York in the past. I remember Daniel pushing Paul Brady in the quarterfinals a couple years ago. Played Paul as well as anyone's played him here in New York.
13 serves 9.
2 quick points for Daniel, who's been able to maintain this advantage. Make that 3
Timeout,
quick
14-9.
points.
Hey Dave, did you win? Do you need a towel right down now? Towel, no? Is the court wet right now? Do you want a towel? Score is 14 serves 9. Possible match point.
Game point.
Game.
The referee said possible match, but he meant to say possible game. I know that would. I don't know what about Vic Perez matches.
I've noticed that the
Bring these
Irish
on.
referees call possible match when it's only a game, and Patty's not the first. So it must be a thing.
Well, I'm going to call possible timeout for us here in the booth. We have 4 minutes, so we're going to take it.
Okay.
And we'll be back in about 3 or so as we give you game number 2 of the men's semifinals right around the corner here at WPHLive.tv. As we are back here for game number 2, it was Daniel Cordova attacking Vic Perez early, at one point up 8-2, and then just started pecking away, did Vic Perez there. Got a little bit close, 9-11, 10-12, but then Danny Cordova walked on. Our referee, who should have started the first game, Emmett Pichotte, now is starting game number 2.
He shouldn't have, though. A replacement was found. I don't know why he's in there. He was relieved of his duties. So, no, he shouldn't have.
I forgot. Oh, the replacement has to play
if you'd like me to. So you just let me know.
has to play a playoff match.
Do you want them?
No, he doesn't.
Okay,
Patty
well,
does
I
not.
made that up so you'd stop talking.
Oh.
Do you want them? I'll go get them.
It didn't work.
It's up to you. Okay.
No, because I'm upset. First of all, I don't like the insinuation that one of our players did not fulfill his obligation. He did. Now seemingly being chastised.
Let's just see here. Who's chastising whom?
I just feel like, there was an implication made that the current ref should have started this match as a ref, which he was willing to do until
the rules state that you can find a replacement.
Which he did.
Yeah, he did. And he came back, and that referee also found a replacement, just happened to be the first guy. Doesn't say who you can replace with.
Yeah.
Didn't say that once you were replaced, you can't come back in the booth.
Well, this is a disaster because now our referee is downstairs, 3 flights of stairs below his referee's perch, trying to recruit linesmen. I mean, he's giving out hugs in return for workers. And these poor players are just trying to get their match going. Second game.
Hey, what's going on here? So Mondo is.
I have to turn this down just a little bit. I'm looking for a couple line judges. I think Mondo Ortiz is going to be one of them. And it looks like the referee's about ready to call the score here.
Good luck, guys. We got
Vic's got to put that away. Instead, he hits a bullet down the left wall. What a shot. Vic Perez has never been known for having the best left, but it's very underrated. I'll tell you that. It might not be the best, but it's dangerous.
point. Two, 0.
Vic kind of reminds me, Dave, of Bernard King.
Point.
Remember the old Knicks? You know, he looked like he wasn't moving fast, but yet somehow
3-0.
he was always getting his shots off, scoring his 25 points per game. And that's
Should be
On the way in.
unavoidable.
should have been.
Okay. No.
Yeah, it is.
3-0.
It is.
Was it called?
Point, 3-0. It was
Okay.
2-0 before.
Okay. Good.
Short.
So our replacement got the call right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Was it really? Shit. Second serve. Didn't even think about it.
See what the referee's saying there is that Danny Cordova called that avoidable on himself.
Oh.
The referee said really. Vic chimed in really quickly and said avoidable, and then the referee just waited for about a rally to take place and then said quietly on his microphone what that was. I never even thought about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, when you're reffing, you get in the zone yourself and you're just kind of watching, not thinking of those things. The players knew immediately that it was. And the ref's still
0-3.
laughing about that, in fact.
Point.
1-3 is the score here.
Vic's had a lot of good looks here in this
1-3.
second game.
Side out. Three, 1. Hold it, hold it.
You're going to start to
3-1.
hear Team LAAC get behind their guy here.
Side out.
Vic just not sharp early in the second
1-3.
game, putting away his opportunities.
What happened? Oh. One disagrees and Mondo decided to leave, so. Okay, it was short, so second serve, because I didn't see it. Can you be the line judge?
There's our line judge.
Side out. Three, 1. Point.
Oh, that's a great shot right there.
You know, Vic was getting no looks early in that first game and then
4-1.
late. And now all of a sudden he's getting looks in every rally.
Short. Second serve. Side out. 1-4.
Dave, what was a quiet crowd here has become anything but. The late night crew is rolling in. And Dave, they're bringing a lot of energy. I know the players are feeling it. We're feeling it. This is the New York City buzz, Dave, that we expect. That late night. Well, it's not technically late night, but for us,
Right.
in our 17th hour of work of the day, it feels like a late night.
Well, getting up 3 hours earlier than we normally would to start the day.
Right.
2-4. Short.
I set 3 alarms and didn't sleep for 1 second. Can't beat that.
Second serve.
I love my passion to go to work be my
3-4.
alarm. Don't have an alarm, just
I'm so concerned that I'll miss 1 second of my passion that I don't even sleep.
Side out. Four, 3. Hold it, hold it.
See, that's another opportunity, Dave, that Vic has not capitalized
4-3.
on. Has to be frustrating.
but he still has the lead, even with all those mistakes.
Yeah, but he should have a sizable lead, just like Danny had when he had opportunities in the first game. Took a 9-2 lead that was
3-4.
insurmountable.
Check it.
Not sure what that's going to be called. Is that a do-over or was that an ace?
Oh, I'm still watching our line judge.
Oh, he's
getting down.
He's dancing out there with no music.
Right.
4-4.
We're all together. That was an ace.
Short.
Going with a reverse down the line.
Second serve.
You know, I felt last year that Killian Carroll, that's that patented shot from the Vic.
Yeah.
He calls himself P-Vic.
Right.
4-4.
But last year's most improved player, I felt, was Killian Carroll, even though he was ranked #1, because he made all the most improvements from the year before.
Tap.
Fly kills, his
He feels
ability
serve, I
to
thought,
kill the
good,
ball on
and,
the
one
run,
agrees.
and his serve seemed to improve. This year, I believe,
4-4.
the most improved player is Daniel Cordova. You might say it's Suze Kohler, Dave, but I can make an argument for that as well.
5-4.
Well, we'll see how this match goes for Suze against Danielle. Suze has made
Second
just her
serve.
first semifinal. Not sure that's going to warrant an award just yet.
Well, I see Danielle in the finals with Katrina Casey. That's how I view it. But
Danielle coming in here is the number 10 seed.
Well.
Excuse me, number 7 seed.
really the second best player in the draw, to be honest.
Well, not going by her results from a couple years ago.
Yeah, well, I don't know why anybody would even think about 2 years ago.
Well, she hasn't played in 2 years. What's happened in that time? Secret four-wall training?
I think so.
6-4.
6-4 score.
Short.
Now it's Danny starting to score those points.
Second serve. That's your first. You got 1 minute.
And Dave, up next will be Katrina Casey, I believe, taking on Hillary Rush.
I do believe so.
Okay.
The other women's semifinals that was going to be on the live broadcast is being played right now on a side court. So our next match, most likely our last one.
Well, it will be our last one.
Well, it might, that match, the women have the opportunity to play on a back court if they want.
Okay.
So it's not a guarantee that that
So
one
this
will
could be our last match.
It could be.
Okay.
That's why I said most likely.
Yeah, I think this one is my last match.
No.
Actually,
You made a vow earlier.
I
No.
did not. I made
You
no
said
such
you were going
vow.
to be here till the end of the day.
Wow.
I'm going to make sure you do. I'll be standing at the door with an iron fist and a pink slip.
Yeah.
That's for attempting it.
He's coming back. He's just not here yet.
Well, the linesman's still
7-4.
dancing downstairs. Of course he's not there.
Hold it, hold it, hold it. Seven, 4. Check it. 7-4. Short.
No appeal.
Second serve.
I like that second serve.
Point.
Now listen to the score here. Danny wins the first one.
8-4.
Now he's up 8-4 in game number 2. He had that same score in game 1. And this was dominated early by Vic.
Wow.
Make that 9-4. That's a nice upright sidearm kill. Goes over the top of the ball, keeps it down. That's a
9-4.
veteran move from the young guy.
Short. Second serve.
I think it gives Daniel comfort going into his potential first final that he's playing a guy he's had a great
Point.
record against. This isn't, having to beat somebody he's never beat before, trying to get to the finals.
10-4.
He's being a guy that he, probably expects to beat.
Short.
I don't know about that.
Short.
That's
Yeah,
going to be
appeals.
appealed. That might.
One agrees. Second serve.
Big setup here for Cordova, who should put it down. Does it? Vic pulls it out. Another one Vic digs out.
Point.
Grueling rally. Hillary Rush doing some yoga poses, Dave.
Oh, that's
10
yoga.
seconds.
Okay.
That's the cat's meow. That's pronounced with a hard Y.
Okay, resuming
Yoga.
play.
It
4-11.
is yoga. I thought. Does that have strawberries on it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's yogurt. Never mind. Oh, wow. Don't know how Vic got hit by that ball. With the left hand, Danny hits it with a reverse that pops into Vic Perez. Don't normally see that in the middle of a rally.
11-4. Set up.
4 serves 11. Vic Perez scoring those 4
4-11.
points a long time ago.
Yeah. And
he had the lead.
I mentioned at that time he had a lot of opportunities.
I think it
which
was
is-
4-1 at that
Check the ball.
moment.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was
Yeah, check it.
rolling in game number 2, but it's been completely different.
And
5-11.
the ladies, Dave, sensing that this match is just about over as they're making their way to the court. And that's never a good sign when you're down a game and down in the second game and you see the next players with their gloves on.
I agree with you. Oh, look at that ball. Breaks over the top, keeps it down, left corner kill. Danny just looks impressive in this tournament.
11-5.
You know, Danny, a lot like Emmett Peixote, is built like a player that can give Killian Carroll fits.
Point. 12-5. Okay, that's your last one.
Score of the first game, Dave?
Hey, how's it going?
15-6.
Yeah, okay. Sounds about right.
Oh yeah, that's got to be fun.
Timeout is being called here on the floor. Vic Perez trying to just make something happen.
Yeah, I heard he's coming back though. 13-5. I saw it good.
Yeah, I did too.
I want to say hi to Mike Schneider, Dave, who we were
Appeal,
talking
big
about earlier.
appeal.
He's watching
Both saw
just
it good.
from down the street.
14-5.
Mike's the greatest.
Yep.
I saw a screen.
Match point here, Dave?
No, he called the
13
screen, so
serve.
it's 13-5.
Okay.
14-5.
I think that 14-5, you're right, it is match point. There it
Good match,
is.
guys.
First ever final for Daniel Cordova as
Wow.
he makes it here in New York. Now remember, Andy Nett made his first final at a Race for 8 event on this very same court, and it didn't turn out too well for him in the final. I think it's going to be a different story for Daniel Cordova, who's going to face Killian Carroll tomorrow right here on the live broadcast.
Well, Daniel has just cruised through this draw. I mean, has not dropped a game, really hasn't come close to dropping a game. Today, Dave, he spent just 53 minutes on court in 2 matches.
That's pretty impressive.
Killian Carroll was pushed this morning in the second game by Luis Cordova. Very close. That game was tied at 12. He drops game 1 to Emmett Peixote, ends up playing a 1 hour and 52-minute match to overcome Peixote. So Daniel's the fresher of the 2 guys going into the finals, that's for sure. Killian Carroll making his 10th straight Race for 8 final. That's a record. Daniel becoming the 15th different player to make a Race for 8 final. Puts himself in the record books there. And what? I said he's the 15th player. I mean, what more can I say?
Well, you had this sense of novelty to your voice that you still had more to say.
Well, I always have more to say. I just don't know how interested you are in hearing it.
I want to hear it. I'm just listening, and I'm loving it. We have Katrina Casey coming up next, and she's facing Hillary Rush. And we're going to do that women's semifinals. It will be the last one we have for today's broadcast. It doesn't mean it's the last match of the tournament, but
it's the last match of the day.
Right. No, I mean, there's other matches still going on in the tournament, but for us, it'll be our last broadcast, so stick around. We'll have that one next. For Dave Fink and Chris Garrad, plus Linda Manning. She's just always working so hard. My name is Dave Vincent. We'll be back about 10 minutes, maybe a little bit less, 8 minutes, as Katrina Casey and Hillary Rush with the women's semifinals of the upper bracket is coming up next here at WPHLive.tv.